There comes a moment in every man's life when he realizes that chasing is not strength. Begging for attention, pleading for validation, constantly needing to be seen. It drains your power. The truth is, desperation never attracts. What attracts is calmness. What attracts is the quiet confidence of a man who knows his worth, who doesn't need to prove himself to anyone. That is the energy that makes people take notice. That is the energy that makes women lean in, wondering what makes you so composed, so different, so powerful without saying a word. Men often believe they have to work tirelessly to win approval. They chase because they fear loss. But chasing communicates lack. When you pull away not from weakness, not from games, but from a place of inner strength, you shift the entire dynamic. Suddenly you're not the one seeking, you're the one being sought. That is the magnetic pull of Stoic masculine energy. And if you want to master it, you must first master yourself. Subscribe our channel Next Gen Emotive, because every step we share with you here is designed to sharpen your discipline, elevate your mindset, and help you embody the energy that naturally draws people, without you ever having to force it. Understand this. Women are not drawn to a man who collapses under pressure. They are not moved by someone who panics at They are drawn to the man who can sit with silence, who can lean back when others lean forward, who can trust his value so deeply that he doesn't need constant reassurance. That is Stoicism in practice. It's not coldness, it's composure. It's not arrogance, it's grounded self-respect. The man who doesn't chase is not apathetic. He is aligned with his purpose, and in that alignment, others naturally orbit him. Think about history. The leaders, the warriors, the visionaries who shaped the world weren't constantly pleading for attention. They stood in their mission. They carried themselves with presence. They didn't need to broadcast their power. Their power was felt. When you develop that kind of presence, you no longer have to make anyone chase you. They choose to, because they feel something rare in you, something they don't find in the noise of everyday life. Pulling away is not about manipulation. It's about clarity. It's about showing yourself first that your identity is not wrapped up in anyone else's approval. When you stop trying to control outcomes, you become free. When you stop needing someone to validate your worth, you begin to live as the fullest version of yourself. And ironically, that's when people begin to chase you. Not because you're playing games, but because you finally embody freedom. And freedom is irresistible. Masculine energy is not loud. It's not frantic. It's not constantly seeking. Masculine energy is steady, directional, unshaken by storms. A man in his masculine knows where he's going. He knows his mission, his goals, his principles. He does not crumble when someone pulls back. Instead, he continues his path, unbothered. That steadiness is what makes women curious. It makes them want to follow, to invest, to move closer. Because deep down, stability is magnetic. Presence is magnetic. Self-assurance is magnetic. When you pull away with strength, you are teaching yourself the art of patience. You are proving to yourself that you do not operate out of scarcity. Scarcity says, if I don't chase, I'll lose her. Abundance says, I know my worth. What is meant for me will find me. That mindset alone transforms your life. Not just with women, but in business, in friendships, in every arena where people are drawn to confidence and clarity. When you embody Stoic masculine energy, you no longer compete for attention. You command it. The paradox of attraction is this: the less you need, the more you receive. The less you chase, the more you are pursued. But it only works if you are authentic. If you're pulling away while still consumed with fear, it should. But if you pull away because you are genuinely rooted in your path, because you truly know that your life's mission is greater than any single person's opinion, that energy is undeniable. That energy is the essence of masculinity. So ask yourself, where are you giving your power away? Where are you chasing, pleading, proving, instead of standing firm in who you are? It's not about cutting people off coldly. It's about detaching your identity from their response. It's about knowing that your value is constant, whether they stay or go. That level of independence is what creates interdependence. That is what makes a woman want to invest more deeply, because she senses that you are whole and wholeness is rare. This is your challenge. Cultivate discipline. Train your mind as much as your body. Build your mission as much as your relationships. Develop habits that anchor you so deeply in self-respect that you never feel the need to beg for love, for attention, for recognition. When you walk through life with that level of groundedness, people feel it before you even speak. That is when pulling away no longer feels like a tactic. It becomes a natural expression of who you are. Remember, attraction is not about tricks. It's about energy. You don't have to raise your voice when your presence speaks louder than words. You don't have to chase when your value makes others want to move toward you. And you don't have to fear losing anyone when you know that your greatest gain is becoming the man you were meant to be. Women chase men who chase greatness, not men who chase them. Put your energy into your mission, and watch how effortlessly connection follows. So today, let this be your wake-up call. Stop giving your power away. Stop believing that you have to overextend yourself to be seen. Instead, cultivate silence, cultivate patience, cultivate purpose, and from that foundation, you'll notice how the dynamic shifts. You'll notice how others begin to invest more, how women begin to chase. Not because you're manipulating, but because you are radiating strength, calmness, and direction. That is Stoic masculine energy. That is the energy of a man who doesn't just live, he leads. Stand tall, pull back with confidence when needed. Trust that what is real will stay, and most importantly, trust yourself. Because once you do, the world and the people in it will chase the man who has mastered the art of standing still, in his own power. That man can be you. Step into it. Own it. Live.